A single error, a split-second delay. That is all it takes for a predator to become the meal. In this reptile kingdom, fairness does not exist. Mercy is a foreign concept, and second chances are never granted. Each face-off starts a deadly clock ticking toward total paralysis, counted in rapid heartbeats rather than time. You are not watching a turf war. This is a primal clash of instincts honed over millions of years of turf evolutionary history, where agility, toxicity, and accuracy determine who lives and who dies. Hidden within the undergrowth, a lethal serpent moves with terrifying assurance. This hunter specializes in cannibalism, a dedicated snake-eater equipped with devastating neurotoxins and reflexes faster than the blink of an eye. However, this encounter breaks the mold. Out of the gloom steps a rival without venom. It possesses no chemical arsenal, depending entirely on brute muscle, blinding velocity, and impeccable rhythm. In mere milliseconds, the gap between hunter and target vanishes completely. Forget posturing or rattling warnings. This assault is instant and precise. The objective is absolute: neutralize the head. Powerful jaws lock on, crushing the skull and preventing any counterbite. The venomous victim whips around, coiling frantically as nerves fire in panic. Yet biology bows to leverage. The hold cements itself. Oxygen is cut off. Struggling grows fainter as the moments tick by. Here lies the savage reality of reptilian warfare. Potent toxins are useless if fangs cannot pierce skin. Strength is wasted without the discipline to wield it. As vitality fades, the terror of the undergrowth goes limp, converted into a meal by one strategic error. The wild provides no pity, only final results. Shortly after, the champion commences the consumption process, ingesting the loser headfirst to prevent any last-ditch biting. This isn't malice, it is simply how life continues. Hierarchies in this habitat are reshuffled daily, and past glory provides no shield against today's threats. If that first battle startled you, do not look away. The intensity is about to spike, pitting toxin against toxin, as master hunters crash together, guided solely by ancient reflexes. To witness true lethal accuracy in nature, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you catch every part of this ruthless saga. This following duel demonstrates that in chemical warfare, mistakes are death sentences. Two toxic experts meet on open ground where hiding is impossible and pausing means dying. Each carries nerve-destroying venom capable of ending life instantly. Each targets the other's vital spots. This isn't a wrestling match. It is a contest of velocity, precision, and steel nerves. The aggressor lunges, burying fangs and maintaining contact just long enough to pump a lethal load. The reaction is instant. The prey contorts wildly, biting back in defense, but its aim is poor, and the blow glances off. That solitary error seals its fate. The poison starts its silent invasion, coursing through the bloodstream, hijacking the electrical impulses that govern motion and balance. Initially, the signs are faint. A slight lag in motion, a tiny delay in reaction time. Then the collapse hastens. Musculature ignores commands. The connection between mind and body is severed. A creature that was lightning fast moments ago now fights just to raise its snout. This displays the horrifying effectiveness of nerve toxins. You see no gushing injury, no splatter of blood, just the silent disintegration of motor function. Detecting the change, the victor holds back. Waiting is a weapon here. It hovers nearby, observing, allowing the fight to drain completely from its opponent. Once the time is optimal, it adjusts its angle and bites once more, locking onto the cranium. The result is now guaranteed. The battle concludes not with a bang, but with a hush. This skirmish exposes a grim natural law. In a duel of poisons, the crown usually goes to the one who lands the first clean hit. Courage and stamina are irrelevant. Only perfect technique counts. If that toxic standoff had you holding your breath, the upcoming segment escalates the danger with a top-tier killer that knows no fear. Support us by smashing like, sharing this content, and subscribing for more raw wildlife footage that reveals the brutal code of the wild. A hush descends prior to the most fatal meetings. When a master hunter arrives, panic and erratic motion vanish, replaced by cold calculation. A lesser reptile goes rigid, detecting a threat before visualizing it. The atmosphere shifts. Primal urges demand escape, yet any response is already pitted against an entity that is quicker, more intelligent, and vastly more practiced. Out of the gloom, the ruling serpent moves with total command. It burns no unnecessary calories. It refuses to pursue without purpose. Each slither is measured, bridging the gap while anticipating a microscopic error. The prey breaks cover, whipping into action, but safety is a mirage. In a blur, the aggressor intercepts, blocking the exit and dictating the terms of engagement. The bite is textbook. Teeth sink into the skull, delivering a chemical cocktail so powerful it shuts down motor skills in moments. No wrestling match ensues. No wild flailing occurs. The target goes rigid, then limp as neural pathways sever sequentially. Within moments, the fight dissolves into paralysis. The true horror of this beast lies in its discipline. It refuses to eat prematurely. Instead, it observes, checking for the slightest twitch. Only when death is absolute does it begin the deliberate task of ingestion. This is evolutionary perfection. Zero danger, zero inefficiency. Yet supremacy in the wild is fleeting. In a savage turn, two titans square off. Both possess speed, both carry poison, both can end lives instantly. The melee is volatile. Bites fly at supersonic speeds, forms dodging and snapping. One penetrates further. One maintains the grip. That microscopic advantage determines the victor. As toxins diffuse, the loser fades motion, becoming heavy balance, disintegrating. The conqueror seizes the moment, locking onto the cranium and terminating the duel decisively. Even monarchs perish when their aim is off. If that segment showed you how smarts and rhythm crown the kings of the jungle, keep watching. The next part stretches survival to the breaking point, pitting mass muscle and poison against each other in the ultimate test. Thumbs up this video, hit subscribe, and drop a comment telling us which killer you think holds the winning hand in nature. Bulk breeds arrogance. Toxicity breeds terror. When heavyweights meet chemical warfare, nothing is certain. A massive strangler patrols its domain, depending on suffocating power to rule its world. Few creatures have the gall to face such a giant. Yet one assassin views that bulk not as a danger. It views it as a feast. The toxic assailant glides in, silently hovering just beyond the reach of the death squeeze. It respects the peril of raw power and waits. It feints, checking reflexes, looking for the universal vulnerability. The giant detects the intrusion and lashes out, throwing loops in a frantic bid to crush the smaller foe. For a split second, brute strength looks invincible. The tide turns instantly. A calculated snap connects behind the skull. Toxins pour in, assaulting nerves before the embrace can turn lethal. The victim constricts furiously, obeying instinct, yet its own body fails. Coordination vanishes. Power fades. The stranglehold slips just a fraction. The toxic killer seizes the gap. It extricates itself, resets, and lands a second specific puncture, doubling down on the paralysis, sweeping through the giant frame. The titan that appeared unstoppable now fights for motion. Every contraction is more sluggish. Respiration falters. Agency evaporates. Strategy triumphs over mass here. The behemoth crumples, defeated not by force but by fluid. When stillness takes over, the hunter moves in without haste, grabbing the skull to start the endgame. The size of the meal is irrelevant now. The outcome is set in stone. The wild teaches a harsh lesson. Strength lacks value without accuracy. Bulk is fleeting without a plan. True authority belongs to those who finish the battle before the first blow lands. If that duel altered your perspective on muscle versus poison, stay put. The finale offers the supreme masterclass in staying alive, combining wisdom, stillness, and deadly aim for one last showdown. Click like, subscribe, and watch the end. Ultimately, existence isn't granted to the swift or the mighty, but to the composed. As darkness claims the forest, the last predator advances with total restraint. Each glide is measured. Every stop has a purpose. It knows that haste leads to the grave. Patience guarantees the kill. An opponent looms wired and watchful, sensing peril but blind to its source. That pause is fatal. The attack arrives unseen, a pristine, accurate puncture targeting the off switch. Toxin rushes in, collapsing the neural network before fear can trigger flight. The frame goes rigid, then soft, caught in the limbo between biology and doom. The battle concludes without chaos. No frantic resistance remains. Merely the silent certainty that fate is decided. The serpent observes, patient and wary, honoring the risk until life fades away. Only then does it advance, seizing the skull to start the long, calculated ingestion. This isn't mere violence here. It is absolute dominance. Such clashes expose nature's grim decree. One error brings ruin. Any pause invites disaster. Toxin isn't merely a tool. It stands as a calculated tactic. a guarantee that the conflict concludes exactly how the hunter intends. If this closing scene altered your perspective on natural survival, be sure to boost our community. Smash that like button, sign up for further thrilling creature tales, and tell us which part stunned you. You are witnessing the wild world, raw and uncut, where the pursuit continues forever.